think for the stock, it's going to attest to the fact that the company is still innovating and delivering a great user experience, which is ultimately key to creating value. As Josh mentioned, we'll see additions to the camera. I think the bigger story is really how important video is becoming to the overall experience. And then you think about the fact that we're very early in the rollout of these 5G or next generation networks, which will enable a better experience. And then I'll round it out with the importance of the watch, because if you have a bigger screen, you're going to enable a richer experience. And in key areas like healthcare, like fitness, we see with the ECG or electrocardiogram app, emergency calling, a lot of things that really help people lead healthy and fitter lives, which all of us care about.
I hear your point with the watch. When it comes to the video, what's the important part with going to 5G? Is that just that we're all going to have to pay more for storage every month?
I think less about paying more for storage. I think more about the versatility of the experience, being able to create an exceptional clip. It could be your family, could be your friends, the ability to edit it, share it. Clearly, video has become even more essential in all of our lives. And so the importance of really pushing forward the experience and making it stronger with each generation, coupling that with the next generation networks is really what is creating that very rich and dynamic experience.
Daniel, we're going to be joined by Dan Niles a little later this morning, and he's taken a big step. They used to look at Apple as one of their biggest one of their largest long positions. Now it's one of their biggest short positions, and he's just changed his tune on this because of a lot of things. First of all, this he thinks is going to be an evolutionary part of the cycle, not a revolutionary part of one. He talks about semiconductors and other components maybe costing more, and that will eat into things. He thinks Apple has been a big play for work from home and has benefited very well from that, but maybe that stole from some of the forward sales on some of these issues. And finally, he thinks Epic is a big deal, even though everyone's pretty convinced that Epic lost in this. He does say that it could mean some changes just in terms of what they'll be getting from their App Store revenue down the road if they make any changes, not just from the Epic lawsuit and what the judge requested there or required there, but also from other regulatory pressure. He adds all that up and thinks that this is a time to short the stock. What would you say to that?
Well, if I look at some of those points, what's important from the iPhone, Becky, and we all appreciate that the smartphone market is more mature, but what's interesting is that the Apple installed base is continuing to grow, which demonstrates healthy demand from existing users, of course, upgrading, but then more importantly, they're still adding people. I think when we look at something like the Epic lawsuit, what we're likely to see from Apple is that the company is going to give a little bit more flexibility in terms of developers being able to reach out to users. I think there could be some additional payment options. What I think is going to matter more so than the current focus is the longer term story with the App Store. Will Apple be able to continue to make it a vibrant platform? The data would suggest that they've been pretty successful and that they've paid out over $230 billion to developers since 2008. And of course, the majority of apps are free. So as long as the company is able to create tools for the developers, the millions of men and women around the world that are building on top of Apple's platform and give that seamless user experience, I think that is what's going to matter to the App Store and to Apple and sort of most importantly to its users, because ultimately this is a company that is enabling others to create and innovate on top of it. So if they're able to do that, I think that Apple is going to be able to create additional shareholder value over the next 1 or 2 years.